Welcome to this video. This is our test of the 66th model, Kia Seltos joint venture Campa, Germany, Japan, even France we have measured. Finally the turn of Simi-da. In the end. Now the Korean car. In the car machine intelligence part to what level? Set us with a Qualcomm 6145 chip, as well as a combination of 460 for G. In the opening of the mirror in the speed of the average time, Seltos is 12.3 seconds, currently ranked 34th. This score is closer to the ratio of the Tianyi, also ahead of the same month 9.26 seconds, but not as good as some of the SRV. And some of the SRV with the opening speed, Seltos is an average of 12.3 seconds, currently ranked 34th. 12.3 seconds, the current ranking is 34th. Which results with the proportion of Tianyi closer, but also ahead of the same month 9.26 seconds, but not an SRV. With some eye-catching performance of the Chinese brand to go then, for example, such as Yusheng X5 Plus or have a certain distance, the map is selected by Do. Compared to XRV and to ULE are more mainstream. Music is Q Music plus Himalayan combination. The number of with CS5 pass. Star over L these Chinese rivals is certainly no comparison. But also see the other joint venture car. As for the application of scalability, can only say that Japan and South Korea is a family of relatives. Then heaven and earth in the metaphor and the tour 10.25 inches in the center of the control screen in the joint venture camp is still considered to be outstanding. But there is no comparison, there is no harm. The Chinese brand is the least 12.3 inches to start with. The cell phone interconnectivity, the SiP only supports CA or Li. Can't with SRV, but not as rich as Tuareg and Tianyi. Don't mess around, charging speed is a bit of a surprise. C port are above 9 watts, hanging SRV and Tuareg have no problem. But with the EU up to the shadow of the cool compared to a lot of backwardness Beidou maps. Who did not use it? From the functionality of the point of view is true, but in terms of the degree of followers, the map can indeed be ranked on the first echelon. Regardless of whether the zoom or point and click, the response is quite sensitive, like in the winter after wiping the doorbell, and then wipe a layer of Vaseline to the head. If your phone supports 120Hz refresh rate, you should be able to understand what I'm talking about. At the same time, this map is also very intimate, such as the destination has not been before. We'll also remind you want to change to a more detailed form of broadcasting. Whether or not it's useful, that is a matter of opinion. But the attitude to give a praise is not too much. But after the navigation, to adjust the form of broadcasting is a little complicated. Either mute or exit navigation to the menu to adjust. Even with voice cannot go to change the detailed broadcast, I do not know. In addition to the map in the lower left corner of the function has a lot of each look is not quite the same. But it is not easy to recognize, and it takes a little time to get used to the navigation test. The average time of the Seltos is 144.78 seconds, actually ranked 11th. Do the Koreans will build rockets. Ranked in front of him are basically new energy vehicles, such as 8 poles cannot hit the gate, and compared to the XRV, he was 48.71 seconds faster. Compared with the Tuareg, it is simply a fight. This system and the previous K3 Spectrum top boundary is the same. Is the Beidou Intelligent Connected System 3. In addition to the map of the cell phone interconnectivity, but also built a lot of cell phone connectivity. In addition, also built a number of Baidu home applications, but it also has a number of customized features, such as valet parking, somewhat similar to the guest mode. After opening most of the functions of the car machine cannot be used, which means that the relevant information cannot be seen. It is to protect privacy, as well as the rear mute mode. The effect of the test is general. The rear sound is gone, but the volume of the front row is also too small in order to take care of the different habits of the user. in order to take care of the different habits of users. The system is also very well considered, such as two-party should like its split screen function. The traditionalists it has a large number of physical buttons, and even you can use the buttons to zoom the map. The entire UI design in the atmosphere of the cabin is quite united. This point is rare, of course. There are not very practical places, such as the clarity of the reversing image. Not so much as to say that the screen is full of mosaics, but also talk about high definition, and the system is not a good idea to use the system to take into account the different habits of the user. In this round of testing, Seltos average time of 26.41 seconds. Not as good as the navigation, but not too slow, ranked 21st with the CS55 Plus. Is almost even. Compared to the proposal Do Not Mess to be faster to 0.3 seconds. Compared to the new sales class, is 0.63 seconds slower than a number of joint venture cars. With the same Seltos voice control is not really a big range of voice control cannot be done as you wish to lower the volume. Does not support the function. Open the windows does not support the function. Turn off the Bluetooth. Does not support the function. The menu of the relevant functions are not much. Not to mention visible can say continuous dialogue and other functions all do not support. The only thing that may make me moved is that it built in the voice of the Jinsha recommendation. Guangzhou to distance 36.8 km. To go here Canada. It is simply dreaming of being blown by the wind of the summer. All the DNA of the 9-0 after another move. The wind blew over the summer. Although it is synthesized, but it does not sound hard. Like marrying a soft girl, although not cooking, and will not do housework, but in love with the gentle in front of the face. There is a bit of resistance in the voice test. Seltos good sorry, half of the instructions do not support. Can only be invalidated the results of the recognition of the failure rate of 23.7. The voice test is a moderate, but not good. Sort of medium on it. Korean cars in the country had a highlight moment. One is to rely on cost-effective. The second is the design. After 90 car fans, I should have heard of fluid sculptured tsunami-type front face. Now cost-effective has long been surpassed by the Chinese brand. That design there is to talk about it. This is a car length of less than 4 meters for small car. If to Toyota Honda to design, it is estimated that will be the main small. And the Seltos is very big car sense. The front of the car is quite heavy. There is no excessive to depress the window line in the rear glass area. Details are also very rich, especially the color and material with the style of the wheels on the C-pillar. And even the edge of the mesh also added texture, both coordinated proportions, but also restrained details. Will not overpower the main body. More TUO high wind compartment is also the same concept, despite the plastic, but the Koreans actually able to concave styling on the top. The Korean people, and the car is also a good example of how to make the car look better. But the Korean people can be a good example, and the Korean people have a very good idea. I can see that he is trying very hard to get rid of the sense of cheapness. The surface of the design test is aesthetic, and functional design test is the degree of thoughtfulness. LCD dashboard 360 image. Many cars are standard, and this car is